Well, on this Friday morning, I'm talking, or on the phone with me, I have Mr. Jim Jennings from, of course, the band Mad Hoss Jackson. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing wonderful, Mr. Lakin. How are you this morning?
I am just fine, just fine. Getting ready, of course, for the big show, which is tonight, as you guys are going to be helping us out with Freedom Fest.
That is correct, and we're looking awful forward to working once again with WJVO, who's supported us from day one, and getting to meet the guys from Bush Hog. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, real quickly here, talk a little bit about Bush Hog. Didn't you tell me a story that you guys once were in the same recording studio with them at one time?
Yeah, they basically, kind of in a nutshell, is they went through about a year ago what we're about to go through, which is recording at Treasure Isles Recorders in Nashville, Tennessee, and they were lucky enough to be blessed to get the attention of Michael Knox, who's the producer that does all the Jason Aldean albums, and Mr. Knox works in this studio, and it's yet undetermined. He may be involved with our album a little bit also. His assistant producer, Peter Coleman, will be working on ours for sure. Fred Vail, the owner of the studio, will be producing our album, and he'll be producing the tracks as we're laying them down here in a couple of weeks when we head down there. But, yeah, Bush Hog has went through, like I say, the same process. We've heard a lot of great things about him. The local sound god there, Mike Mason, he's worked with them, and he has really good reports on their personalities. They're good, laid-back guys that just like to have a good time and play good music, and we're looking forward to it. So they're kind of our, I guess you could say, our studio brethren, if you will, now.
Well, like I said, we've been hyping these guys a lot, and now you guys too, now that you've joined the bill. And while we're talking about studio albums here, now you guys are, like you said, you're getting ready to go down and cut a new one, aren't you?
We are, and there is so much going on. My head's about to explode trying to get all ready for it, but I'll just try and give it to you in a nutshell. Is once again, it's Treasure Isle Recording studio in Nashville. They've been there since 1980. We actually were introduced to the owner, Fred Vail, through a Jacksonville woman, Vicki Wade, who is a regional sales representative for the studio. And she got us started talking to him about 2 years ago, and we just got talking more and more, and we find that we've been down there and met with him, and we hit it off really well with him. We started, so of course we decided we want to go ahead and move forward with him with what he has in mind, and which will end up eventually being our album being shopped to record labels down there, some independent, some majors. And anyhow, we started choosing songs, and that's when it really started getting exciting. Is we've sent down all of our songs, that we've been doing. As a matter of fact, that you guys are gracious enough to play on JVO, and some of those didn't make the cut, which didn't surprise us, as we're kind of big fish in a small pond around here. When you go into Nashville, then it's a whole different ball game. And we had to start looking for other songs. And what was really neat is because of all these relationships we've built over the past 10 years, I had told you sometime back, that Richard Young from the Kentucky Headhunters has been looking to write us a song. We haven't got one out of him yet because the Headhunters are working on their own album, so it's tough getting them to spend any time on it. So he was looking to help us. I went down to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and met with Danny Shirley from Confederate Railroad, and he sent us a couple songs that we really like, and we're in the process of trying to get them okayed through our producer. And then just recently we got some from another writer named Bobby Fisher, who wrote songs like You Lied for Reba McEntire. He wrote Goodbye Says It All for Black Hawk. I mean, he's a very established writer in Nashville. And just all these people we've met and friends we've made, they kind of got word of what we're doing, and we're just getting inundated with really great songs. And now we have the trouble of trying to figure out, because we can only, right now we think we're only doing 6, unless we decide to spend a little more money and go ahead and go for a full 10-song album. But either one will be a wonderful achievement, and we just have to decide which songs we want to pick, because we're starting to get a lot of really good ones sent to us. So it's fun, it's exciting, it really is.
I was going to say, you guys have to be just excited about doing it. I can't imagine, how thrilling it would be to actually make an album. And this will be, like I said, at least a 6-song album. And that's pretty cool. This studio has produced a lot of big people, or had a lot of people come through there, and now you guys are going to be one of the ones, walking through there too.
It is, and it's very exciting. It's very humbling. When we went down there to meet with him, with Fred, back, and this was months ago. It was just as Jason Aldean was starting to record his latest album, and it was just neat to go in and see that some of the charts were still laying around. Some of the vocal sheets that Jason was reading off of, and that Rich Redmond, his drummer, the chart. We saw some of the stuff laying around. Saw platinum albums hanging on the wall, and Fred started telling stories, and it was very surreal to be sitting there and look in the sound room and know that Waylon Jennings recorded his last album there, that Johnny Cash recorded there, that up to New Orleans, Shelley Wright, and it's a huge list of people that have recorded there, and it's really neat just sitting there and soaking up the history. And it's going to make us a little nervous too. I'm not going to lie to you, going in with all that history around us, but it's going to be neat.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you guys. I always have been, and I hope that this is the start of some big things for you guys.
It very well could be. Even if, like I say, that the worst case scenario is we come out with a fantastic album that is radio ready in any market. That's worst case scenario, which is great.
Yeah.
And then best case scenario, he's hinted around that he's got some interest from Warner Brothers, Curb Records, and Broken Bow, which is Jason Aldean's label. They've said the door is open as soon as you get Matt Haas's album done. Bring it in and let's talk about this a little bit. And he's selling us on as in the first couple of conversations I had with him when he first started researching us. He started asking me questions like, who's your management? How have you guys gotten this successful and have this many opening slots and play in 5 different states? How has all this happened? And when I explained to him, I said, it's just pure nose to the grindstone. We have just busted our butts and put in long, long days every weekend. And that's actually what impressed him the most from the very beginning. And
you guys always have been a hard-working band. I mean, like I said, I know the roots where you guys come from and, and how you guys do it. And you're exactly right. You just put your nose down or put your, head to the wind there and are into the breeze and just keep pushing,
Yes, sir. And we've, us band members, we've been together for a lot of things personally and professionally, and some of them are bad and some of them are good, and that's why we just grow closer and closer all the time, and we're really enjoying this ride, taking it all together. We really are.
Well, Jim, we are looking forward to you guys. Again, thank you for joining the bill with Freedom Festival, and looking forward to that album. Now, I'm assuming, if I can get a copy of that album once it comes out, right?
I think if I pull the right strings, I can get you one. So, I'll see what I can do. I've got to give a shout out to you, Matt, and WJVO. You guys from day one have supported us, and as soon as we finally put out our first album, I met no resistance whatsoever when I said, is there any way you could play some music? And you guys did it, and it was wonderful, and we'll never forget that.
You think you guys can autograph that copy so when you're big, we could say that, we knew you win,
I'll see what I can figure out.
Jim, we look forward to seeing you tonight at you and, of course, the whole band with Matt Haas Jackson tonight at Freedom Fest, and good luck with your new album, all right?
You got it, and we'll be playing some of those songs we're planning on putting on the album at the show, so you want to come on out and check them out.
Awesome. Look forward to it, my man.
All right, thanks, Matt.
You're welcome, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.